Wife 37F cheated on me 38M by making out with a guy at work. Doesn't want to leave her job. Should I take her back? To start, we've been married 15 years and have 3 kids together. She'd been a stay-at-home wife for most of it, but I encouraged her to get a part-time day job. 1 year ago, since she had expressed interest given the kids are older, she ended up getting a PT job in the elementary school. Our youngest goes too. I work out of town 3 days a week, so it gives her time to not be bored, and she really enjoys it. 9 months ago. Within a few months of working there, she started playing PS5 games with friends from work. No big deal. That's cool. That went on for a month or so, and then one day she left her FB Messenger open. And I noticed messages between her and a previously unknown guy, Chris, that is a co-worker at the school. The messages were fairly innocent, but I was still curious. So asked her, and she said she plays games with him and his wife. I didn't think much of it until a couple weeks later, noticing that she was confiding in him about some personal non-relationship problems at 2 a.m. I let her know that while I understand he's married, I really wasn't comfortable with her doing that, and she said she agrees. And she'll stop messaging him but still wants to play games with him and his wife. I of course said that's great. 2 months ago, she continued playing these games at night with him and his wife. I did notice that she was paying extra attention to her looks. Before going to work, getting distant, shortening our conversations when I'd call her when I'm out of town, randomly buying a privacy screen for her phone, hiding out in the bathroom multiple times a day like she had some major poop issues, you know. All the basic red flags. However, I convinced myself I was crazy. At this point, she had hung out with and developed a strong friendship with his wife 1 month ago. One night we were hanging out chatting with each other, and she said, "Hey, I have to go do something on the game real quick," so I said, "Cool, good night." I woke up at 3 a.m. to see her on the game still giggling and chatting. I wasn't mad, just annoyed. I asked her who she was on with, and she just said friends. She repeated this the very next night, so at this point, I'm very suspicious. I was a bit mad at this point and asked if there's something going on with the random actions of hiding things on her phone, acting suspicious, etc. 1 week ago, I came home from work about the same time she did and noticed she didn't have her ring on. I asked why, and she said the ring gets caught in my hair. To which I said no married woman ever. One night I waited for her to fall asleep and went to go get her phone. I noticed she had Snapchat as a highly used app, which I didn't even know she had. I also saw that her top friends were Chris and his wife, but all conversations were cleared from Chris. Weird. The next night, I decided to go for it again, and she woke up and immediately freaked out that I was looking for her phone. I left the room, then said F***ck it and came back. I asked for her phone, and she gave it to me and noticed Snap was deleted. I downloaded it, and her login was still there. At this point, I saw there were snaps from that day, talking about their relationships with each other, etc. I asked her to tell me what was going on and that I knew more than what she was telling me because I had seen previous snaps and that she should be honest. Basically playing off that I knew more than I did. She took the bait and said they made out twice in the past month. But that was it. Also, he had left his wife a month ago, but she swore she had nothing to do with it. Since then, she's been crying, showing remorse, and that we should fix it. I also want to fix it, but she isn't wanting to quit her job where he works. Her best friend also doesn't know any of this happened, still not sure if it's her business or not. Since they're supposedly split up, she swears up and down they never had S***X. My question is, am I stupid for wanting to take her back still? I obviously shouldn't if she won't leave her job. If she does leave her job, should I take her back? I honestly thought our marriage was the happiest ever, so was blindsided by this. Story number 2. Cheated on by my girlfriend of 3 years. Hi everyone, my friend met this girl in college. This girl had a boyfriend who she dumped for my friend. My girlfriend of 3 years added the boy on Snapchat because she felt bad for him and she mentioned that he wanted to be friends with us before him. And the girl split. I trusted her and thought nothing of it. Me, my family, and my girlfriend went on holiday to my hometown. Something very personal to me. As soon as we arrived, she was on her phone texting away. I ask her who she's texting and she tells me. She's texting her friend so I brush it off and think nothing of it. Over the 5 days holiday we went on dates, days out, and shopping. She would always ask me for my mobile hotspot to text her mom back. I would always give her it, but would later find out she was texting this boy back. I bring it up and she lashes out saying I don't trust her, and if I don't trust her there's no relationship. I heavily reassured her and told her I did trust her and was explaining how this situation is uncomfortable. She wasn't having any of it and blamed me. We get back from holiday and she tells me she's going to her mom's sister's for the night because they are all going to the beach the next day. I say okay and have fun. She gives me a hug and kiss and tells me to get some sleep, and then she leaves my house. 15 minutes later, I get a text saying if there's no trust, there's no relationship. I am shocked and confused. I'm texting her asking her where all of this has came from. I call her and for 14 minutes I'm crying down the phone telling her that I do trust her and giving her reassurance. She tells me she isn't fixing this argument now. As she has to pack to go to her mom's sister's, I tell her I don't want anything bad to happen to us. And she abruptly hangs up. Later that night, she is still refusing to sort it out. She's saying okay or whatever to anything I say, being really cold. After that, she ghosted me. The next day, I'm in bed crying. I'm pleading with her to sort this out as I hate arguing. She was refusing and still being cold. I tried to call her and she threatened to block me if I carried on. I told her to enjoy her day out with family and left her to it. That night, I'm cleaning my emails. I am signed in on her emails from Christmas. She needed help with postage and tracking, so she signed me and I see an email receipt. I click on it and it's for an attraction, to tickets for that day. And the time she was supposed to be out with her family, I go full panic mode. I'm struggling to stand and such. She lives very close to me. So I walked to her place to ask her about it. I knock, her mom answers and calls her to the door. From the front door, I can see the door to her room. She came out but closed it, wearing a romper that I bought her for Christmas with her chest out. She told me that I can't come in because she's tired. I asked her about the attraction tickets. She told me that she booked them for us for next week. She lied to my face. I told her I'm not stupid and they were booked for today at 1 p.m. She had the most blank, stunned expression. I asked her if the boy is in there and she said, "What? Who?" I asked her to let me in and she looked me up and down, gave me a dirty look and said no. Then slammed the door in my face and locked it. That is when I knew she had cheated on me. As soon as I left, I got a text saying, "You untrusting F***CK," and her kicking off at me. I remove her on everything. When I got home, I deleted all photos and anything I had of her tuss. I was so numb. Since then, I have seen them both out and about. They've been on days out and I heard she took him out, spent over £200 on him on shoes and clothes. Never did that for me in our 3-year relationship. This boy isn't really good looking either. I hate being rude, but he's really scruffy and unkempt in a way. I don't think it's a looks thing if you understand. A couple days after, she contacted me asking if I knew her Apple ID password and if I knew how to reset it. I didn't help, but I don't know why she's asking me. She hasn't contacted me since. I now only have her on Instagram. I'm not sure why, but I feel the need to keep her on there so she can see what I get up to and how much I grow. Improve without her might be stupid. She isn't posting him all over social media, but the boy is posting everything they do. I have drained myself trying to help her and her family. Her mom is a drug addict and has bipolar schizophrenia, so home life for her hasn't been easy. I would clean their flat, I would wash their dishes, I would do their shopping. When her mom was put away in rehab, I let my now ex live at my place for 7 months, never let her pay for anything. I bought her anything and everything she asked for. I took her places she had always wanted to go to. I really done my best in trying to make her life as best as I could. I don't know why she would do this to me. I need advice. Why isn't she flaunting the relationship? She keeps viewing my stories. She unliked all of my posts on Instagram, but she won't like anything if I do post. Do you think she will ever regret what she did after everything I've done for her, everything that's happened? I'm struggling to come to terms with why she would do this. I know it's a lot to read, but I would appreciate your advice, povs, etc. Thank you for reading.